How to interact with potential donors in a way that is consistent with consumer behavior. Hi, Jack here to talk about how nonprofits can learn a lot from for-profit consumer marketers. For example, think about how retailers reach consumers and how they tie their messages together. They typically use a wide range of traditional and digital channels to connect with their targets. Your donors are consumers and will behave in much the same way. So, your nonprofit must interact with potential donors in a way that is consistent with consumer behavior. Let's explore what this looks like. First, it's important that you target the right donors using the media they use. Let's take digital advertising, for example. Digital advertising is hot for consumer marketers right now. Many nonprofits are leery to hop on the paid advertising bandwagon, but native ads are becoming extremely effective and have become just as important as traditional forms of marketing. This is especially true if you're trying to reach a younger demographic. There are many types of paid advertising, but the one that I recommend you test first is social advertising. Social advertising targets the exact people you want to reach using keyword, demographic, or interest. For example, with Twitter, you can create an ad that only shows up to people who have tweeted about issues similar to your cause. Some other networks to explore are Facebook, LinkedIn, Google AdWords, and Bing. Next, be sure to construct your message so it's successful across all channels. The right way is to ensure your messaging resonates is to tell donors and prospective donors why you do what you do. In general, people don't contribute to what you do. They contribute to why you do it. When folks ask me what IPM does, I tell them we have one mission, and that's to help our clients make more money so they can make the world a better place. Then I share what and how we do it. I've heard Liz Velvet Autism Speaks tell folks they work to make the lives of people with autism better. Who can argue against a better life? Next, design message elements consistently for every channel. Sounds simple, even reasonable, but I can't tell you how many times I've seen nonprofits use a different call to action in an email than in direct mail or on the phone. Consistency is important for two reasons. First, given all the messages we are bombarded with over the course of one day, telling donors what you want them to do sometimes takes multiple asks across multiple channels before they hear and internalize the message. And two, if you send donors different messages, in this example, 2 different calls to action, they are likely to turn you out, or worse, become confused. So be consistent. Coordinating the message's look and feel across all channels so there's continuity of idea. Effective messaging, whether it's an ad, email, or direct mail piece, should include quality content and eye-catching visuals. Quality content engages readers. A strong way to encourage readers is to tell them an inspiring story that shows your mission at work, or ask them a question that encourages them to consider their own viewpoint and not necessarily yours. Strong visuals that can tell the same story in pictures or graphics are just as important as the words you use in copy, especially for those non-readers. Choose inspiring photos that grab attention. Understand how each vehicle interrelates to the others. Assuming your message is consistent and presented in an appealing way, it's important to think about and evaluate how each medium, direct mail, email, phone, social media, etc., play off one another. Perhaps it makes sense to begin by sending an email that teases the reader about what is about to hit their mailbox in the next week or so. Or after a mail piece hits, a follow-up telephone call that reminds folks about the call to action inside the mail. Or if you're driving a reader with a URL in your mail copy to your website or landing page, be sure the journey from one place to the other makes sense for your reader. Recognize the key role traditional vehicles such as direct mail play in a campaign's overall success. Direct mail is and continues to be the gold standard for donor solicitation. According to a Dunham and Company study, 50% of donors make a gift through the mail and 50% respond online. So does this mean direct mail is becoming a dinosaur? Hardly. Direct mail is far from dead, even though online channels have seen tremendous growth. Keeping in mind the meaning and purpose of integrated fundraising, direct mail remains an important player with integrated campaigns. For example, this same study indicates donors are more than 3 times as likely to give online in response to a direct mail appeal compared to an email appeal alone. Plus, this survey found 53% of donor households earning more than $75,000 annually preferred to give online after receiving a direct mail appeal. These are major findings. If you just look at the numbers without digging deeper, you might wrongfully conclude direct mail is past its prime and online fundraising is the way to go. But by eliminating it from your mix, you'd be negatively affecting your online donations and overall return on investment. Consider the cumulative effect of all message touch points. The top goals for nonprofit marketers typically include acquiring new donors, engaging the community, and building brand awareness. An integrated fundraising approach goes a long way in accomplishing these goals. Specifically, excelling with direct mail, email, telephone, and social media messages within a single campaign can increase donor response and overall lower costs. Our clients' results show how using these channels in an integrated fashion will improve performance and results. And yes, while it's important to evaluate the performance of each individual channel in order to tweak or eliminate a poor performer, the most important figures are the total cumulative results. Bottom line, you can coordinate fundraising across channels in a variety of ways. However, the key to successful integrated fundraising is to proactively and strategically manage the campaign as a whole rather than by individual channel. Manage data to help all channels work together for the greatest impact. Integration is all about engaging with your donor or prospect through every digital channel and any device. From their inbox to social networks to the web and across laptops, tablets, and smartphones, today's consumer moves seamlessly and fully expects you to be there with them, providing a true integrated experience. And just how exactly does a marketer provide such an experience? By tracking, of course. Tracking and monitoring the actions, movements, and data associated with your customers and prospects. There's an opportunity for nonprofits to consider how they are gathering insights across these devices and using them to test or inform marketing campaigns. It's no longer enough to look at these devices independently. Marketers need to look at the bigger picture and see how they are being used in tandem at different points in the donor journey. This comes down to the ability to track behavior in order to understand how donors use them to learn about an issue, take an action on your behalf, or contribute.